All right, fellas, let's ramble on. Let's ramble on about blankets for a hot second. I'm a gear junkie, man. I got them coming out of my ears here. Wool blankets. Oh, that's all you hear. Oh, you have a blanket. It has to be a wool blanket. Why? Just because somebody makes this noise that is what you have. No, yeah. Hey, go out, find for yourself. You can pick up a lot of these kind of guys at thrift stores and resale, and if you get on the interwebs and start asking around, people might sell them to you pretty cheap there, but you can find them, and it might not be overnight, but take time, and this is how you learn. You hear somebody chirp and spout stuff like I'm crazy Uncle Damien. I'm the neighbor who talks and doesn't really know if it's true or not. You do your own research and figure it out. But anyway, here we go. Blankets, not just necessarily wool blankets, but blankets in general. I did a video about when I was younger, and we used blankets to wrap up in when we went camping and did outdoors, and then well, I came across a denim blanket that my mother lovingly made, and I lovingly took and lovingly never gave back, and now it's on the internet, and she's going to find out. That's the end of that. And denim, I found out why denim is a problem, because it is cotton. And cotton is just like a bath towel. Bath towels are great for getting moisture off of you when you get out of the shower or out of the tub, off the beach, the sauna. And they're great. They take that moisture off of you, but they hold it. They don't ever let go of it, and they don't really hold heat. So if you wonder why people chirp so much about denim blankets, try get your beach towel out sometime. So get it soaking wet, in the tub and the sink, at the hose. Wring the thing out, and then attempt to use that to stay warm on a cold, balmy night. Yeah, you'll figure out real quick why they say cotton kills. When it's 90 degrees outside, oh yeah, get this thing wet and wrap around in the evaporative out in the heat, of the desert, whatever. It'll give you shade, and that evaporative will cool you off. Cotton kills. Try to kill me with this thing. That's what I want. Try to freeze me to death when it's 11,000 degrees outside. That's the idea. Stop saying cotton kills unless you understand and you're willing to back up that statement. But blankets, cotton blankets they feel really good. And wool blankets are scratchy. You can get them. The ones that I carried when I was in were thin and miserable, and you wouldn't die. But wow, you weren't comfortable. It was better than nothing. And the more they got washed and laundered, the thinner they got, the more compact, the thinner. They were still, it was better than nothing. But as time went by, you get ones that you get to feel them. I could put a caliper and a weight and a scale. You got to get out there and feel them to know what they feel like. To the weight, the thickness, the not just the gravity weight, but the thickness of it, the weight of it that way. And not everything that is a green wool blanket is a green wool blanket. This guy weighs nothing, and oh boy, did I get taken in by it. It felt nice and thick, and look, it's green. And I think if I unfold this, it actually says US Army. Ho ho! Must be just the life. No, this thing is made out of space age technology that is not wool. And boy, it looked like it, and I fell for it. And I think it's a packing blanket. Truly, that's what I've used it more for, packing blankets. I do have a couple here. This one I actually brought out here to the kitchen so you could see from the living room. This is the one I actually wrap up in when I'm on the recliner, and it's got some thickness to it, and it's like queen size, so it wraps up like all of this, baby, all of this. It wraps it up, and it is nice and soft. And hey, that's the one I like. Yeah, I'm that weirdo that's got a wool blanket in his living room, and think it's a cool thing. Here's an old one, and I found it in a stack, and I did kind of realize that back in the day they made them green so that you could blend into the environment. But I've got to say that I mean, talking about camouflage, look at that. It doesn't even know where I'm at. Yeah. So yeah, people use them as camouflage, and you never thought about it like that. Some of the things that a lot of people they put such faith into the wool blanket, which is not a bad thing, but there's also things to realize that I came across a couple of years ago, that if you can come up with a nice piece of waxed canvas, this is a different thinking. It just weighs a ton, and it is just about as indestructible as the wool blankets, and it is waterproof-ish. It will hold heat-ish. It is shelter-ish. It's kind of everything that a wool blanket is, and will stop the wind. The wind buffers right off of this. A whole lot better than a piece of cloth material, wool material. The wind. Wool blankets are awesome, and they show you all these different ways to wrap up in them, and every time you're going to need layers of the wool around your shoulders, and layers around your toes, and layers, and you wrap up certain ways so that you get layers of the wool, because the wind will cut through into this, and the heat will also radiate right up out of there. And that's where something, if you want to go old school, something like an old canvas, cotton wax canvas will stop that. Now, you put these two together, and what a deal. You got the warmth, you got something that will stay dry, flame retardant-ish, and then this on top of it, this paired together, wow, will you sleep like things that really, I don't really know how to get that good sleep. Anyway, the problem with this is the bulk and the weight. This weighs 11,000 pounds. I did pull this out of the truck just to prove a point. A lot of people think I talk right out of that side a little bit, but this is the one that is that's in the truck always. It's made debut a few times. It's a good one, and I'm not gonna say it saved my life, but it kind of made a difference a few times when I got stuck out there and needed the extra. That's the one that lives in the truck all the time. I don't know what brand it is. It's the one. The other thing that I use all the time. This is, I don't know if you can see it. This is the bag when we do a lot of car camping. So I can have a huge bag that I utilize quite a bit, and the two things that are always in that bag. Now the wool blanket stays in the truck just in case. I carry a sleeping bag. I kind of an OG OD green sleeping bag from the 90s, and I really enjoyed that. That's the one that I kind of go to when I can. But this pairing right here, you guys have seen this before. That's the Reflectix. That always goes down for, well, tent or ground cloth, whatever I'm doing. I always put the Reflectix down first, and then the sleeping bag. And generally, we do a lot of camping in the summertime, and it's warm. I don't need a sleeping bag that warm all the time. and I sleep on top of it. And then I don't need a air mattress. I don't need all kinds of padding. And if I misjudge something or the weather tends to get on us, and I can crawl inside of it and stay warm. But generally, it's the padding that I sleep on with a guarantee that I can get in it. But this guy stays on top. And if I can get it out of there, how about that? Hey, really kind of, yeah, we practice these. These videos are just so set up and scripted. No. The super camping blanket, this was made for me. My daughter made this specifically for me years ago. And it is my go-to when I go camping. It is always there. I always have some backups in case things really go sideways. But every single time I go camping, I have the amazing camping blanket. She made it orange on one side and camo on the other side. I don't know, because I hunt and I camp. I don't know what the thinking was. But specifically, what makes this blanket so fantastic is it's fleece. She found the thickest fleece that she could at the time. And the thickest fleece in this color and the thickest fleece in that color. It's two blankets actually put together. She ties them together all the way around. And I'm kind of a little taller than the average guy who's shorter than me. And she made it specifically long enough for me to be able to pull this side up over my shoulder and up over my face and keep warm and still keep my toes tucked in under that side. She made it nice and long and wide enough to be able to kind of roll up in. And this thing has just spent so much time with me outside. And she made it. No sewing, you cut it and you tie it together like that. You look on Pinterest. I guess you could figure out how to do that. But it is fleece. It's not fire resistant. I have no idea how this would do in a storm. This is my kind of fair weather, and I love it. I've gotten the best sleep in the world with that. Over the years, I figured out pillows for years. I did the old pillow here, and then when I needed to flip over to the cold side of the pillow, I used that side. Yeah, that's what we did there. But there's the amazing camping blanket. If you want to know what goes with me all the time, it's a piece of Reflectix camping blanket and a toque. And a toque, there should always be. There it is. There's a new one. Actually, there's always a toque in my bag. Always. A tassel cap. I'm speaking Canuckian on you there. You can actually pull it down if the lights are in your face. You can pull it down over your eyeballs. And always stay warm. You can help make a good decision there. There you go. There, blankets. That's a ranting about how what I use, and there you go. As an oddball, the script is running out. Every day, teach or learn, or good day you do both.